All right, what's up, everybody? It's Keefy, and you're watching another edition of GhostCultMag.com's Weekly Ritual. Hopefully, you can all hear me. Some technical difficulties going on a little later than normal this week, but happy to be back. This is your one-stop source for your weekly rock and metal news, festival dates, and announcements. Big announcements this week in the festival world. Major concert tours, as well as your major drama and news. Just a little bit of that this week. Then the new music coming out this week from New Music Friday, as well as your mailbag segment where I like to pull something fun out. It's kind of sitting on the bed behind me. Don't know if you'll know it, but happy almost weekend, everybody. It's Friday everywhere else in the world except behind us here on the West Coast, and dinner time in California. I'm going to bust open my Liquid Death Convicted Melon. The layout of the show is as follows for those that know it. Rob the Butcher's here, Gandalf is here, Cam B is here, Doug is here, Big E is here. Let's see if I can jump on and welcome those on the gram. Once again, just let me know if you hear me. I've been having some audio problems this week, so hopefully y'all are around. Oh, Jim is here. Hey, Jim, what's up? Chicago this weekend. Probably back to see some family. I had a great time in Chicago last year and St. Louis. I know they're rival cities, but I enjoyed both very much so. I wear my Detroit Sucks shirt. It's just a coincidence. This is basically my de facto Almost Famous shirt. I hope you have a great time, Jim. Davio Alcazar is here. Janie is here. What up, what up? Thanks for being here. Once again, this is how the show works. The best experience for this is YouTube, Twitch, the Book of Faces, X, whatever it is now, Instagram, and also I'm here on TikTok. Although you don't get the full experience, feel free to drop us a donation, PayPal us some money, a coffee on Ko-fi, buy some super chats or super likes or thanks or whatever it is on YouTube. That all helps keep the lights on. We appreciate you all. And we're going to get right into it because there's a lot to do today. Houston Metal Project is here. Hi, Houston Metal Project. Good to see you. Electric Desert Records is here. A lot of people already showing up all over the web. Good to have you. All right. I assume my mute key is working and you guys are not hearing a ton of static. Some audio issues this week a little bit that kind of bummed me out, but we're going to persevere as always. That's what we do here. We persevere. We keep it moving. So, let's see. Get the layout correct. Hey, I did it right this week. Look at me. On Guard, I'll Let You Try by Wu-Tang Style. I'm having fun with these covers. Batstick05 is here. What's up, Batstick? So you're watching our weekly rock and metal news show. This is the layout of the land. We do the announcements. I can't believe the year is half over. June is here on Saturday, and it is cray. So it's time for the announcements. As usual, we run through these pretty quickly. And again, if you drop a comment, somebody's here. Chad Winch is here. Vulgar Display a Podcast. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Of course, my phone is ringing. Can't talk right now, pal. Fun times. It's been a crazy week. A lot of people have been messaging me about all the things. And, so much stuff has been going on in the music world. And people just assume I'm always plugged in. It feels like I'm always on, but I promise you I'm not always on. I'm not always on. There are times when I'm not working. Just messaging a few people. But yeah, what a week, man. What a week it's been. I'm gonna get into it in a second. Morgan B is here. Shadow Wolf, Malefice 782. What up? No biggie, everybody. But yeah, welcome, Chad. One of my first ever music journalism things was at the Vulgar Display of Blog, which then became, Heavy New York is here. You guys should go follow him if you're not already subscribed to me, also subscribe to me. But subscribe to us at Ghost Cult. We're pushing toward 5,000 subs, which is dope. My homeboy there, Alex Haber, Heavy New York, back doing the interview thing. And also an up-and-coming tattoo artist in New York City. This show and every show for the time being is dedicated to Sonia Shredder. Sonia Ramos out of Florida is a guitar luthier. She's battling late-stage cancer. We're just trying to find some money for her to get advanced treatments and help, since the typical treatments are no longer working. As much as I would love a donation to us, please donate to Sonia and Sonia's GoFundMe, which the link is in our description until it won't be anymore. Also, again, we had 950,000 views on our YouTube. That is because of some of you watching our interviews with bands like High Lung and NoFX and Jinx Dawson of Coven and Devin Townsend and 1349 and Frankie Bello of Anthrax and now Satyricon and a bunch of other bands. I feel very lucky to do what I do. Evil Rob is here, my homie. Break to Broken Band. What's up? Cody Michaud. This is like all my homies are showing up. Peanut Butter Mosquito. We had a story about you this week. Stephanie's here. What up? What up? We got some interesting stoner doom news too. But yeah, 950K. Nothing to sneeze at on YouTube. I'd like to get those subs up to 5,000 and then eventually 10, because that's where the real success begins. But cheers to everybody that made that happen. We got a big milestone coming up soon on our podcast. Stay tuned for that. Probably this time next week we'll be announcing it. Just in some sad news this week, the Grim Reaper is undefeated. He never loses, man. Just never loses ever. And, we're losing people at an alarming rate. I think it's just because age and stuff. Doug Engel, the original frontman of Iron Butterfly, continued to do Iron Butterfly. It was never like Doug Engel's Iron Butterfly. It was always Iron Butterfly. Doug, obviously Iron Butterfly, known best for Inagata de Vida, the psychedelic classic rock song. And he died this week at 78, born in Nebraska. One-hit wonder, but that's a song that has lived on. Slayer did a cover for the movie Less Than Zero. People know Nas covered it twice, especially the song popped up in the critical scene in one of the critical early scenes in The Departed by Martin Scorsese with Leo DiCaprio and Reese Corio, and driving the car through Worcester, Mass, where I have been late night through Worcester, Mass, not listening to that Nas song that's sampled in Inagata de Vida. Also infamously in Manhunter, the original version of Red Dragon from the Hannibal Lecter series. That's the whole closing scene is, spoiler alert, the whole closing scene is set to Inagata de Vida. So some people argue the first heavy metal song, actually. Less Than Zero is still very underrated. He was the last surviving member. There was some story about one of the bassist was a guy who invented microchips, and then he disappeared mysteriously. Shit's crazy. White people be crazy. I don't know if you know this. Nobody just dies. White people die in mysterious ways sometimes. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. I'm a self-hating white person sometimes. All right. So he passed away, Doug Engel. Kobasu, man, the Dogecoin dog. Japanese dog, immortalized by a meme and then immortalized even further by Dogecoin, died this week. He was a very good boy, by all accounts. He deserved a lot of pets and treats, and past week gave the world so much amusement with his expressive face. Pets are better than people every single fucking time. Simpsons did it also. That's right, Bart. The famous Bart Simpson church scene, and Homer goes to Marge. Didn't we used to make out to this hymn? Kobasu, rest in power, Pupper, for giving the world so much. I still have quite a bunch of Dogecoin. It's never really did the Bitcoin thing where it leaped up and made a lot of money. My portfolio a few years ago was worth $3-4 grand. Now it's worth a couple $100. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm not good at this shit. Not good at this money management shit, gotta be honest. David Sanborn. I know a lot of people equate saxophone with Kenny G, and I equate mayonnaise sandwiches and boring shit. That's right. Bill Walton also died. I did not have him in this in memoriam, but Bill Walton. I'm not a big Grateful Dead fan. Gotta be honest. I live in San Francisco. One of the most overrated bands in American history and music history. I just think they're boring. The drugs were probably great. The band is okay. Really and truly, the band is just okay. Jerry Garcia is great. Individually great. Pigpen, rest in peace. Phil Lesh, great bassist. Bob Weir, interesting. Bob Dylan follower. But, like, not that great a band. Oh, dude, they played Dark Star for 45 minutes. I don't care. I don't fucking care. But David Sanborn, this record, I heard a whole ton growing up. This is Double Vision, Bob James, and David Sanborn. It was a great jazz record. David Sanborn played on everybody's records. He played with everybody. He was a great producer. He was a classical, like old school jazz guy who brought jazz into the mainstream in a good way. Usually when you hear that he brought something into the mainstream, usually means it started to suck. But he actually, spread the gospel of brass instruments in a great way. And it's a shame. He also was like, I think almost 80 years old. Roger Corman, this is a couple of weeks ago. This is a devastating loss, man. Roger Corman was one of the great movie directors of all time. I know people associate him with B movies, but really B movies are some of the best movies there is. And Roger Corman put on so many actors today actors and actresses that we look up to. Gabe is here, Auntie Mosby. Hey, Gabe, thank you again. You were here a couple of weeks ago and here last week as well, and you gave us a really generous donation. I really appreciated that. Thank you, man. Not necessary, but really thankful. Thank you. Looking forward to your new music soon. Roger Corman, what a huge loss. Oh, dude, I got to see, one of my claims to fame is that I saw Miles Davis as a little kid. I saw Slayer and Frank Sinatra in the same week in 1991. I sang backup for Whitney Houston with 80 other kids in my high school. I've been to 6,000 concerts. I played about 1,300 shows myself of those 6,000, so I count those. Here's another. This is just a kind of a bummer also. I don't know if you guys are aware that Jaws was the very first ever blockbuster movie. Susan Backlini, I hope I said that correctly. She was actually the first person killed in the Jaws movie by Jaws. She is immortalized on this Jaws movie poster. Jaws, which came out in July 4th weekend in the mid-'70s, literally invented the summer blockbuster movie, invented popcorn movies as a genre. And Jaws is still, the first Jaws still holds up to me a lot. He did the very first. We don't talk about that Fantastic Four movie there, Jim. But I know what you're saying. There's a lot of other Corman movies I would rather bring up. There are 40 people already watching this. That's great. Thank you, everybody. So Susan Backlini, very, very sad. We got Corman, Susan. And then just a reminder of things. We have a newsletter we put out every weekend. Sign up for that. The link in our description. We are on all the socials. We're just getting back to getting our we have Discord if you're sick of social media and you just want a feed of all our stuff. And we're just getting our feedback on Reddit after our Reddit was banned. Reddit is a pain in the ass, man. We had our own Reddit channel that was just a feed for our stuff. 50 years of Jaws. That's right. We're going to talk about Claudio Simonetti in a little while. Dawn of the Dead turned 45 this year, and actually my co-owner and producer, Omar, is at that show right now, photographing and enjoying probably the second set of the night from Claudio. But yeah, we are on Reddit if you want to follow those things, man. And again, here's some features here at Ghost Cult. Let's try to get into it real quick. No health check this week from my friends asking. No health checkup. Steady as she goes. I'm trying to maintain myself and keep myself upbeat. I'm still working on the mental health, still working on the physical health. Stuff there. Kojo's Dojo is here. Elvis Tractor is here. Felix Munoz 51. Bung. I see all you on TikTok. Guilini Gordo. Hope I said that correctly. It's a lot of weirdos out there. Megaforce Racing League is here. Pete Golan is here. What's up, all you Instagrammers and TikTokers and everydayers? I have some everydayers here. Gabe is an everydayer at this point, even though he's been a guest on an interview guest for the channel multiple times. Just a reminder, Slipknot's crucial third album, Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses, turned 20 years old. Last weekend, I personally wrote a retrospective review. At the time it came out, it divided the fan base because people, Stone Sour had kind of blown up. And people felt like Slipknot was going soft with a couple of real great ballads. and a ballad version of a sort of ballad for them, a heavy ballad, if you will. And but it's a banger album. It's a lot of bangers on it. Pulse of the Maggots, and Before I Forget, and of course Duality, the biggest Slipknot hit probably beside Wait and Bleed. And it is, if people think All Hope Is Gone sucks, and they didn't like Volume 3 when it came out. So Slipknot, for as huge a band as they are, is a band that has always divided even their own fan base. But I think it's a pretty great album. And I was not an original. Fun fact, I was not a fan originally of Slipknot or System of a Down. Did not like either band when they came out. Then I came around on them. So history has proven me wrong. I don't know everything. I just talk the most. That's what you got to do. This is going to be for tomorrow. This is Devolution, which is a band you might recognize some of the members of, including John Howard of Threat Signal and Archaea, Christian Olde-Wolbers, Nate Burbedick, and Eric Tysor. They have a new music video coming out tomorrow. Ghost Cult's going to premiere, so stay tuned to Ghost Cult on our socials and our website tomorrow morning about 9 o'clock Eastern time for a brand new video from these guys. Obviously, Christian is also in Violence, and he was in Fear Factory, and he's in Power Flow with Billy Biohazard, and John and Christian were in Archaea together, so that's how those guys know each other. John's one of the best, most underrated vocalists out there. Just an absolute rager of a frontman. I'm always thinking his next band is going to get pretty big. Moves pretty fast. Good speed. Nice. That's pretty cool. Erica Whitmarsh is here. Hi, Erica. Thanks for being here. I'm going to say hi. TikTok is hard, man. It's hard to kind of track all of y'all. But I appreciate you for being anybody who has shown up. I'm thankful for it. Went on a little late today. So features this week at Ghost Cult, we interviewed Eddie Berg of Imminence. Their new album, The Black, is out. Super cool progressive metalcore band. A little bit of violin, a little bit of progressive metal, a little bit of metalcore, a little bit of gent, a little bit of breakdowns. Great band. They just played here for Welcome to Rockville and Sonic Temple. They will be back on a headline tour in the fall. They are blowing up. Surprising how many followers. Not that followers ever mean anything on social media, but they are blowing up as a band on streaming and attendance of their gigs. And the last U.S. tour they had was very well attended and well regarded, well acclaimed, received with acclaim. Eddie's a nice guy. I love this like sport coat and a cool shirt he's wearing. Just dressing up fanciful. This is another big one for us. Yet again, another interview with King Buzzo of the Melvins and Ghost Cult. We interviewed him several times, including 10 years ago for his debut solo record. Melvin's new album, Tarantula Heart's a great psychedelic. What else would you expect it to be? A psychedelic, psychotic, experimental album featuring Roy Mayorga, who you know from, speaking of Stone Sour and Hell Yeah and Ministry now, and formerly of Soulfly and a bunch of death metal bands. People don't know that Roy Mayorga was an incredible death metal drummer back in the day, like 30 years ago. George Bourdieu is here. Hope I said that correctly, George. So yeah, Buzz from the Melvins, once again, great interview. Thank you, Buzz, and thank you, Epic Hack Recordings. And I have this on vinyl. I'm really stoked. This is Second Shooter. We talked to Melanie, the lead vocalist, kind of deathcore death metal band out of LA. They opened some shows for Max Cavalera's Go Ahead and Die band, where we caught them, and then after we caught them live, we were like, let's interview this band. They're killer. You will catch them playing gigs in the LA area and jumping on a tour again soon. And this is Brian Black of Black Asteroid. You might not know his name, but you definitely have heard his remixes and collabs and compositions. He used to be a keyboard player and producer with Prince back in the day at Paisley Park in Minneapolis. And then he's been electronic music, industrial artist for a long time. His new album's out now. Infinite Darkness. Sounds very black metal-y. Like This Music is here. Melvin, Seattle's crazy band. You are so right. They are literally crazy. Inspired Nirvana, inspired and influenced Soundgarden, inspired countless other bands. They came to San Francisco for a long spell. They live in LA now. Have many, literally no two Melvins albums are the same. No two Melvins lineups are the same at this point. I don't know many bands that are like this many 40 years into their career and still doing like outlandish, great creative shit. Also, just a reminder, late last week we ran our interview with Steve Austin on the Ghost Cult Magazine podcast. Our own Tom Osman interviewed Steve. In addition to Today is the Day, relaunching their record label Supernova Records USA, and reissues and a new Today is the Day music coming soon. We'll get more info about that later in the year. Steve has launched an outlaw country music side project. It's a full band, actually. It's not a side project. It's a new band. And he's got a record with that coming out soon. He's already done his first few gigs. So stay tuned for more. Oh, yeah, Jello and the Melvins was great. I live in San Francisco. I'm still trying to find Jello. We've been at shows where he jumped on stage, and I didn't get an audience with him. I want to meet that guy. I want to interview that guy. Jello, if you're out there, I'm sending you the telepathy, bro. I need to talk to you. This has to happen. Why is it so dark over here? This corner behind me is extremely dark. I'm not popping as much as I usually do. Oh, here we go. That's better. I don't know about that. All right. Live adjustments to the lighting and everything. So yeah, man, Steve Austin. And again, the Ghost Cult Magazine podcast is a thing wherever you listen to podcasts. This show will be a podcast. So feel free to, if you can't stay and watch this whole thing, check out where we're at. Podcast will probably be up on Saturday. You can check it out. This next song's a love song. You can dance to it if you want to. I'll give you $1 if you tell me what stage banter that band comes from. But all right, Ghost Cult Magazine podcast. We have a lot of exclusive content there. Just a quick shout out to our affiliate partners, as we do every week. Lambgoat Media. We are a proud partner of the Lambgoat Media Network from lambgoat.com. New Metal Moment, New Metal Agenda, Metal Insider, Lambgoat, of course, us, This Day in Metal, a few other websites coming along. And if you need a partner, if you need advertising for your new album, your store, your record label, whatever related to music or music fans, Lambgoat Media is your source. We also sell ads here at Ghost Cult. You can always sponsor these videos. I would love for somebody to come on, throw a bag of money at us and become our permanent sponsor. Maybe that's you. Go for it. 11 new messages on TikTok. Can't keep up with you. It seems like in TikTok, a lot of people kind of like whiz by and don't stay, but at least they pop in. Curious. I'm sure they see me and they're like, fuck this. But anyway. And then also, again, eternal love and shout out to our partners as Sticker Mule, your one-stop shop for die-cut stickers. As you know, every week we hawk these coasters. I'm going to be giving some of these away at my next appearance at a big public thing soon. But Sticker Mule, if you use our link in the description and make your first order with Sticker Mule, you get $10 off. And we get $10 off our next order. So it kind of helps everybody. We love Sticker Mule. Jim could use some groupies just because. Oh, Jim, you could. I'm rooting for you, buddy. And now it's time for the news rundown. That was all the minutiae. And now it's time for the important stuff. We start every week with festivals, metal festivals. When you see this meme, you know what time it is. All right, Mayhem Fest, red alert, y'all. As we predicted a year and a half ago, and before that 2 years ago, we've been tracking this for years. Mayhem Festival is coming back. 23 bands. 2024 festival will be in one place, one time. And I'm going to talk about where in a second. In 2025, they're going to come back as a whole tour. So they must have a big sponsor. They're going to announce their full lineup Tuesday morning, June 4th. Probably Eastern time, I'm guessing. So stay tuned to Ghost Cult for that. But here's the deal. So Mayhem Fest put up a message today. I probably don't have it. Do I have it handy? I probably don't have it handy. Let's see if I have it. Mayhem. Sorry, everybody. I normally am better prepared, but I want to read this message to you. So, full tour set for summer 2025. Special comeback fest in Southern California, October 12th. So that's when it's going to happen. Now, October 12th is an interesting weekend because it's late September, early October, mid-October is full of festivals and tours and things. Also, Headbangers Boat by Lamb of God is right around this, like right after this. So I wonder if Lamb of God will be like the headline band. I bet you. They just might be. Could be Pantera. Could be who has nothing announced after their run with Metallica's over. So I'm going to say San Bernardino. One of the hints here, we are back fully, but first we kick it off where it all started. Lineup for October 12th in SoCal drops Tuesday morning. So I'm going to predict one of the things they have been teasing is that it's going to go back to where it started. So that means the first 3 Mayhem Fest dates ever in 2008 was Auburn, Washington. No, not Southern California. Shoreline Amphitheater, not too far from me here in Northern California. No, not Southern California. And San Bernardino. And so my prediction is home, previous home to Ozfest, previous home to Mayhem Fest, previous home to many headline shows. Ozfest meets Knotfest, where I was once. This is going to be Mayhem Fest is going to take place in San Bernardino. That's my prediction. 23 bands, probably means like 7 or 8 headline bands and maybe a small stage or 2. I'm really stoked for this. This is, again, going to be run by Kevin Lyman and perhaps John Reese, former producers of Warped Tour and the Rockstar Uproar Tour. They must have a major sponsor if they're going to land a huge band. I wouldn't rule out Korn. I wouldn't rule out System of a Down. I wouldn't rule out Deftones. I wouldn't rule out Lamb of God. I wouldn't rule out Pantera. Probably not anybody bigger than that level, but pretty damn cool. Raider and Heathen, great bands, both. Bob Besser is here. Ozzy, well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening here. Hold on a second here. Okay. Spinal Tap, maybe. They're working on, this is Spinal Tap 2. Very exciting. Very exciting. So let us know what you think. If you were happy Mayhem Fest is coming back to you, not want it back. How do you feel about it? How does one feel about it coming back? Moving right along. Maryland Death Fest just wrapped up an incredible weekend. We have a review coming tomorrow of the whole weekend. We ran a preview day review already. Our man, Cell Arts, who does incredible videos, will link his YouTube, not only in our blog post, but in our this description of this video. Guys at every show, underground and sometimes bigger, and videos, not in an obtrusive way, but he just has a knack for getting great video of bands. Probably a band you like, he has captured them on video. So Maryland Death Fest had a great fest, and they announced their fest for 2025. I was a little surprised because they had kind of told us they might take a break. So Obituary and Paradise Lost and Nile. I mean, this early lineup is pretty damn great, I gotta say. Pretty freaking great. I don't know. Pretty great. Freak Valley Festivals this weekend. It's like started today. Emil and the Sniffers from right here in Sacramento, right near me. The OCs, Monolord, 1,000 Mods, so many good bands. That's taking place over in Europe. I might even know some people there. We covered it once. We should get back to it next year. Also, coming up this weekend, Saturday, So What Fest with Under Oath and Skillet. But Under Oath is great. We interviewed Spencer from Under Oath last year, and that was amazing. Guy was fantastic. A lovely fellow. No Values Fest Ghost Cult just got confirmed. I've been talking about this for weeks and weeks. We just got confirmed for this. So we're going to go down and cover it. And Pomoda, Misfits, and Social D. Not the biggest Social D fan. That'll be my dinner break or my piss break. Iggy Pop, Turnstile, Bad Religion, Sublime, maybe with Bradley Noel, maybe with Rome, not sure. Dillinger Escape Plan with Dimitri, Power Trip Reunited, Rest in Power, Riley Gale, Damned, Suicidal, Vandals, T-Sol, so many good bands. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And there's also these side shows. If you freeze the video where you see this deck, Ellicott Praxis is here. Kelly Navarro is here. A Gyro with Eve is here, or a Gyro with Eve. I don't know. Victor McLaughlin. Words are hard. So that's coming up. No Values Fest next weekend. I may indeed go on the road for a little bit. We'll see. I haven't really been on the road since I went to St. Louis to see Metallica last September with the Glacially Musical Podcast, which I didn't mention earlier. We have a really cool podcast episode this week too, with our man Sean Rayford, who put out a cool zine that we helped promote. So definitely check that out. Toledo Death Fest is coming up pretty soon with our homies in Casket Robbery, also featuring Oceano on their Victory Lap tour, their 20th anniversary tour, and the Convalescence and many other bands. Toledo Death Fest always a banger of a time. Also coming up next week, Rock M Park and Rock M Ring, the twin festivals. Always like lightning strikes at these festivals, kind of creepy and weird, but pretty killer lineup. Slightly different lineups each day. Green Day, Billy Talent, Maneskin, if you like them, Parkway Drive, Avenged Sevenfold, Queens of the Stone Age, Green Day also. So pretty cool. Sometimes the lineups rotate, sometimes they don't. Download Festival is a few weeks away. We will not be covering Download this year, but we'll continue to bring you the news from the festival, exclusive UK performance from Pantera, along with, again, Queens of the Stone Age, Fall Out Boy, Avenged Sevenfold, Royal Blood, Offspring, Machine Head. Bad Omens has dropped off. They're not doing festivals anymore. And I know there was a lot of conjecture and questions for me if I thought they were going to even be able to get a replacement. And my answer is I don't think they're going to be able to get a replacement. I think, we talked last week about Noah Sebastian. We talked last week about Noah Sebastian's mental health. The band has been going very hard. Grindhead Records is here. Hi, Grindhead Records. Grindhead Records, if you have any releases coming out, why don't you email us and at least get on our list. Cody Machad is still here. Great to see you. But Grindhead Records, man, get in front of us if you got some cool releases that we can help promote. DM us. There's a New Music Friday video every week and a post every week on our website, and that's how you can. Soda 1972 is here with an awesome Black Sabbath Born Again logo. Stowed is here. TikTokers, good to see you. I don't know what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Nah. TikTok trying to upsell me like a prostitute. Trying to upsell me to buy some advertising during the live stream. I don't think so. I appreciate everybody who's here, though. Pike is here. W. Moreland is here. Sweden Rock. Now we got a plethora of European festivals. Sweden Rock Festival, just like you think it is. Mystic Fest. Into the Grave. We've covered this before. Headlined by Slaughter to Prevail and Knee Obliviscaris. Fear Factory is on that also. Gordon Ogan, who we have an interview coming up with soon. Pretty cool. Just to sew it up on the metal festivals, we dropped this on our Instagram this week. Let's make a thrash mixtape. Drop a comment with a banging thrash metal song. And I want to say I was pleasantly surprised. Instagram and TikTok, especially, you guys know your thrash metal and picked some deep cuts, not just the typical, not just Metallica, Master of Puppets, and Battery. We know those. What else you got? Not just Tornado of Souls by Megadeth, not just Caught in a Mosh. What else? Not just Angel of Death. What else you got? Drop some obscure thrash hits and help us make a mixtape of thrash songs. Concert tours. As you know, Metallica kicked off their M72 2024 tour last weekend. They also played a one-off gig in Italy. I think it's their only one-off of the whole year so far. They played a lot of deep cuts. They played all the hits, but they also played a lot of deep cuts, including the longest Metallica song, Inamorata, from 72 Seasons, their longest song ever. It's 15 minutes long. And then they played Call of Cthulhu right after it. So if you needed to take a shit at the Metallica show, that was your chance. But sounded like a great show. They played Bread Fan. It's one of the best covers Metallica's ever do. And Anno Domine talking about it. I'm going to try to get mine. I'm super stoked about Tony Martin. I love Born Again, Soda 1972. Brooklyn Miss is here. One of our everydayers. Hi, Brooklyn Miss. Good to see you on the gram. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm a big Tony Martin fan. I'm a big Ian Gillan fan. I love that Born Again record, maybe even more than all the Tony records. Tony is very underrated, and I'm really thrilled that the two Tonys got together and did this. I did throw my hat in the ring to get an interview with them. So far, nothing, but we did get sent the record. There's an extensive review on our site. So I'm pretty stoked about it. Here's a huge tour. Jane's Addiction reunited with Dave Navarro. They have a new record coming out, and they have announced a huge headline tour with Love and Rockets. Potentially every Jane's Addiction tour is a farewell tour at this point, but I think if you're a big fan of Jane's, that's that's a good thing for you. I'm a fan. I would say, we were talking about it last week. I want to highly recommend that Lollapalooza documentary on Paramount Plus. I watched all of it. I'm going to watch it one more time and pen up a review for all of you. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience, so it's clearly somebody taking a shit on me. Cool, thanks, jackasses. Art NM is here. What else? I get abuse every week, man. It's like it never really stops. I get picked on and shat on in the comments all the time. I'll give myself a like, because sometimes I just need a self-esteem boost. Again, tonight in New York City at City Winery, ongoing right now, Omar Cordy, the co-owner of Ghost Cult, is at this show. Goblin plays Dawn of the Dead live, 45 years of Dawn of the Dead with Claudio Simonetti's Goblin, who he wrote the soundtrack, and he wrote many great soundtracks to Argento and Romero horror films. You went to the first three Lollapaloozas, Jane's Rules. Good job. I went to, my first one was 94, because I really wasn't going to big, other than jazz concerts and an occasional progressive rock thing, I wasn't really going to anything more than a club show until 93, 94 when I had the money. So I missed those early Lollapaloozas. God damn it. But I did see some cool shit. My favorite ever was actually the Metallica one that Perry Farrell hated. Fuck the haters, Keefy. I know. I gotta just ignore them. 358 people have viewed this live. Hey, again, Soda 1972. I appreciate you being here. Adrian Leo is here. But yeah, Dawn of the Dead. I saw it not too long ago. Still holds up. Great. No notes. E-Town Concrete is doing a big show in Long Island. New Jersey's own E-Town Concrete, kind of back for limited hardcore festivals and touring. Minimal touring, but one-offs and things like this. Very cool to have them back. Red Mesa has announced a bunch of tours. There's your Stoner Doom. Some people don't like my musical opinions. I mean, I don't listen. I'm the guy that thinks Journey sucks and Boston rules. So what do I know? Do I know everything? I don't. I have I'm doing this a long time, music journalism. I was actually a writer before I was a music journalist. I became a music journalist because I retired from playing in bands, and I wanted to stay close to the music and help underground bands. A lot of people don't like what I have to say about things. And I didn't even talk about Trump. Like, I didn't even get on here and just smash Trump like I wanted to. I didn't even bother. Convicted today. The first former president or any president convicted of a crime in American history. 34 counts, whether it's whatever you want to think. Nobody's above the law. But I didn't even go there. So I'm sure we just lost all the viewers now. Everybody's going to click off from Woke Cult magazine right now. But whatever, who cares? Let's love music and each other and fuck the rest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no doubt, Jim. I just say, like, in another country, regardless of whatever you think about who you like and who you don't like, I don't like any of them. I want them all. I want all the politicians to go get in the sea, as my British friends say. Yeah, E-Town Concrete, SOU. I used to live in the shadow of Fordham University, who also had a metal program, and then Fordham put up, like, I used to get SOU and hear my metal fix. And then Fordham put up a giant radio tower, like a 100-foot radio tower to kind of expand their broadcast signal. And I could never get SOU in again after like 1997, which really sucked. But I used to love seeing, I have a pirate SOU trucker hat somewhere here from like 2017, 2018. Maybe it's in storage. Red Mesa, great band. Boundaries, we just ran a review of this. Boundaries, Orthodox, Teonashi, and No Cure. That tour is running through the month of June. Boundaries, one of the most up-and-coming hardcore and deathcore bands. Against the Current, who is playing a couple of big festivals, announced 2 intimate London shows, if you like your British, genty, progressive metal. Soulfly's announced a new tour for Totem. I think they have a new album coming out soon. I Hate God is going to open for Soulfly on select dates. That's crazy. What a good matchup of bands. And Soulfly, I think Max, who we just interviewed recently again for Go Ahead and Die, Max intimated that the next Soulfly record is going to have elements of the first Soulfly record from '98. So I'm interested. I'm very into it. Frank Zappa was too. That's a really good. Frank Zappa as a zombie president with George Romero as VP. That'd be pretty fun. I think Zappa was too moralistically high-minded to be a politician. He had no bullshit at all about him. Death to All. We just covered 2 dates in New York. That's going on through the month of June with Cryptopsy. It Dies Today, speaking of another New Jersey band, It Dies Today is doing a special show at Starland Ballroom with Walls of Jericho, 18 Visions reunited, new music out now. And This Is Hell. 18 Visions' new album is out on Lamb Goat Records, by the way. I think it's a reissue, but still pretty cool. Starland Ballroom tickets on sale now. It Dies Today. Look, very underrated band. I saw them on Ozfest at 9 in the morning. It's crazy. Merciful Fate is here. Not sure if you were the Merciful Fate, but Biggie Cheese is here with a very interesting thing. Ragged Birds Music. Hi, Ragged Birds Music. Mojo, my man, I love you. We got to get together one of these days, Mojo. We're in the same city. It's like Almost Famous. You guys live in the same city. You should call her. Let's get a coffee, Mojo, one of these days. I'm going to be away next week for a few days, but after that. Controversial, I know. As I Lay Dying has announced put out a new song last week. They got a huge headline tour coming up this summer. Should we go cover it? We interviewed Tim. Omar interviewed Tim. Guy served his jail time. Oh yeah, man, that banner has followed me from Brooklyn to almost Sacramento and now into San Francisco. I'm never going to not have that Maiden thing up. I changed the other ones, but I never changed that Maiden. And I had a Ramones flag up for a long time. I got to put it back up. But should we cover the tour? I have a feeling we're going to. We got a lot of shit for interviewing Tim. He served his time. A lot of people get canceled for less. I'm not saying he's a good dude. I'm just saying he went to jail. He went to real prison, not jail for a few weeks. He went to real prison. And, yeah. But let me know what you think if we should not cover him. People were mad about Manson, man. I posted about Manson a week and a half ago. They were furious at us. How dare you cover him? He's gross. He is gross, but, never convicted of anything. In addition to opening for As I Lay Dying, Entheos, who dropped a new song yesterday, it was amazing, brutal. Cheney just continued. Cheney Crab is one of the best. I know if Michael Vick can be an NFL broadcaster, right? That murdered fucking dogs. Don't vote for anybody for president who killed their own dog. That's another one for you. Was that Christy Nome? Disgusting. But Entheos is going to do a short run of headline dates. Apparently, these single drops are leading up to a brand new Entheos EP or album. We don't know which yet. Coming on Metal Blade later this year. Again, just reminding you, tickets are on sale now for Cavalera Over Europe, Third World Tour. Schizophrenia album re-release, re-recording coming out soon. I have both Bestial Devastations and Morbid Visions albums, and they are stellar re-recordings, beautiful packaging from Nuclear Blast. It's like being a kid of divorced parents. The Sepultura on the farewell tour, love them. Cavalera, reimagining the classics, no complaints here. Is a Dog from Hell is here. Tim Schneider at 23 is here. Just some more activity for Suicidal. We mentioned No Values Fest. They just ran up a whole slew of shows with Infectious Grooves. And now Suicidal has booked a tour of South America, specifically Brazil, for later in the year. ST, man, they're so good live. And Jay Weinberg on drums. They have an absolute murderous lineup right now between everybody. Ty Trujillo on bass, Dean Pleasance, Dean the Man on guitar, Ben Wyman of Dillinger Escape Plan also on guitar, Psycho Myko, of course, and Jay Weinberg on drums. Incredible. Just a reminder, Seven Dust tickets are on sale now for their 21 years of seasons. 10 Years is opening along with Hybrid Theory and Return to Dust, who's a band we've interviewed before that we like a whole lot. Hi, Tim Schneider. I'm going to say hi to you again. Moving right along. This is just inherently cool, man. The Bronx is 50 years of hip hop. The last year and a half celebration, and the Bronx is doing a 6th annual MC Chirac Festival celebrating women in hip hop in my hometown, the Bronx, New York. And I just thought this was a lot of fun. Any of my homies watching or rewatch, if you got a chance to go on Saturday, June 1st, celebrate women of hip hop in the Bronx, the birthplace of rap. Go do it. No other place is the birthplace of rap. And just a little bit of sad, disappointing news. Heart and then Ann Wilson both posted that their entire European tour is canceled or postponed to a later date. Ann had to have a procedure, a necessary procedure, but not a life-threatening one, but still it would prevent her from touring for almost 6 weeks. So they opted to cancel the whole tour. Difficult decision. Heart sisters Ann and Nancy Wilson reunited last year, and we're very excited for maybe new music from them and certainly more headline tours, but Ann cannot go. In addition, Ann then reposted the Heart post on her personal music page on social medias and then added her own addendum that is like, I'm okay. I just can't tour right now, and I'm so sorry. Nobody's more disappointed than Ann. Giuseppe is here. What's up, Giuseppe? I see you in here often. Thank you for being here. Thanks to everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. When you discover an amazing band that stopped making music 20 years ago. This is going to be Bolt Thrower fans in a few more years. People who discover Bolt Thrower, oh my God. Oh no, they're never coming back. They're never coming back. I really doubt it. So, that was all the festivals and the tour dates. Now let's blast through the news and the drama, get to the New Music Friday stuff, and then have some fun with the mailbag and peace out on all y'all. I'm going to try to make it reasonable. The story of the week, beside Mayhem Fest coming back, is Bring Me the Horizon's new album, Next Gen, finally came out. This had been teased for over a year. Came out last week, right after we did our show. Literally, we got off the air. I went out for the night, and then they put the album out. So we're just talking about it now. We got a review up on the site. And I'm going to say it reminded me a lot of, I also got to see Bolt Thrower. I was very lucky. This Bring Me the Horizon's always been a very controversial band. They kind of do things their own way. They're not, I know Finn McKenty on the Punk Rock NBA called them trend hoppers. I'm like, so is every YouTuber a trend hopper, Finn. It reminded me a lot of the Avenged Sevenfold record where, like, you really got to listen to it a bunch of times to get it. We gave it a very high grade. We don't give a lot of high grades here at Ghost Cult, but we gave our writer, shout out to Colleen Kanowski, who is incredible artist in their own right from Chicago, makes their own music, but also reviews stuff for Ghost Cult. And I think it's a terrific album. And you should give it a chance. I know some people like, they suck, fuck them. But like, they're really great, and they're great live. So I checked that out. It was kind of a surprise drop for a whole record. It's not normally done in rock and metal. More Metallica news. In addition to launching their tour, this is the end of their month of giving. So Metallica scholars through All Within My Hands. The 31st is tomorrow. Get your donations in. You can still win a chance to go see them in Seattle. You can win a custom skateboard from them. You can win signed guitars, shirts, all kinds of cool rando merch just for donating some money. And it's all tax. You can write it off on your taxes in America. I'm not sure about everywhere else. Yep, Chicago. I don't think I can make the Chicago show for Metallica now because I'm going to be going to that System of a Down Deftones show here at Golden Gate Park. But I'm still hopeful I can catch them somewhere else. And if not, I saw Metallica 3 times last year, and I was really happy. More Slipknot news. Slipknot continues to tease out things on their social media. I wonder if we're not going to get that new song, Long May You Die, very soon. We will soon have Slipknot tours, Knotfest Festival, all kinds of crap. So stay tuned and watch Slipknot very carefully. They also unveiled who they did their masks with. The whole band got a mask makeover. We still don't know who the sampler is officially. We have our suspicions. That's another guy from Clown's band. Bill and Ted Day is coming up on June 9th. I don't know. I was a huge fan of Bill and Ted 3 that came out a couple of years ago. It really saved my soul at the end of that pandemic, the worst of the pandemic. High on Fire is ripping. That is correct. Artist is here. Hello. Earth Artist. Fishing Disparad. TikTok, full of interesting characters, man. High on Fire is ripping. Did you see our High on Fire interview and review all here on YouTube and TikTok? Bill and Ted Day is June 9th. We'll talk about it again next week. Go look up BillandTedDay.com, Bill and Ted Day on Facebook groups, and go watch the movie that day, stream the soundtrack that day, talk about them, dress up as them, and be excellent to each other. And party on. That's where the original Party On came from, not Wayne's World. Mr. Bungle box set. This is cray. As you know, Ipecac Recordings is celebrating 25 years of excellence this year. And so they are putting out box sets. Marta Kane is here. Ipecac is putting out re-releases, reissues, remasters, and box sets. And so this really cool Mr. Bungle box set. We were talking about Phantom Us reissues last week. So a lot of Ipecac activities. I still would like to interview, of course, I would like to interview Mike Patton, but I would like to interview Greg Workman one day. He's the co-owner of the Ipecac Recordings. Laura Jane Grace put out a brand new single, Hole in My Head. I think you can get a 7-inch of it, and it's streaming everywhere. This is from her last album, Hole in My Head. She just wrapped up a tour. And Laura, formerly of Against Me, don't know if they're ever coming back, but Laura rules. Huge fan, huge Laura Jane Grace fan. Love to see him come back. Adam Willard is currently in Alkaline Trio, and the bass player has his new project, Godoplan, who we interviewed him last year. Shinedown has said that they will put out a new album probably in 2025 with maybe a single coming before the end of the year. You were watching last week, you saw that we unboxed the Shinedown hot sauce, Symptom Chipotle garlic hot sauce. There's a review video coming from me where I eat chicken wings with the hot sauce. It's pretty fun. Cavalera once again on tour, and they dropped a new animated video. Again, you can pre-order Schizophrenia coming soon. Schizophrenia re-recording coming soon from Nuclear Blast. This is pretty awesome. Puscifer put out a new song shitting on social media and social media users, which is all of us right now. It's pretty funny. Works, the band is here. Hi, Works, the band. And this is a soundtrack accompanying the Sumerian comic books, Sumerian Records offshoot, Sumerian comic books, American Psycho graphic novel series, and comic book series, which I'm all about. And so Puscifer put out a brand new song to accompany this soundtrack, on the soundtrack for this comic book. So pretty fun. Puscifer is a lot more loosey-goosey. They don't take 13 years to make an album like Tool. They don't go on hiatuses and then come back like a Perfect Circle. If you saw that Sasanta tour, you know what I saw, which was greatness. But not everybody loves Maynard like I do, or the way I do, to paraphrase a Perfect Circle song. Here is Four Stroke Baron, whose new album is out tomorrow. They put out a killer video today. Just a fun band. I wanted to highlight them in the show. A lot of bands are putting out new music today. Bullets and Octane is here. Hey, Bullets and Octane. We've highlighted you on the channel before. But yeah, Four Stroke Baron, new album out tomorrow. Just highlighting some cool bands from the underground. This is 200 Stab Wounds with a new song out, new album coming soon. Pre-orders are live now. You can check that out on the site that went up today, that story. I wrote it, I know. Here is Jared Reddick of Bowling for Soup. He put out a new solo single today. May is ending, but May was Mental Health Awareness Month, which we're big advocates for mental health and mental health causes. And I got to interview Jared at Riot Fest last September in Chicago, and he was a delight. It was actually my first interview of that Saturday and the second day of the fest, and he was terrific. And you can go check that out. I'll link it in the description when I rerun the YouTube. How do you Town Concrete already? Okay, just a reminder, Kittie's new album is just a week or two away. Fire on Sumerian Records also. And this is just a reminder. This is Morgan Lander of Kittie and S.J. Jones. And you know that they had launched the KittiePig beer, which I tasted one on the Glacially Musical Podcast. And also I shot an unboxing and tasting video of that soon. But I just wanted to remember, one of the things that I missed when I broke the cans apart to try the beer is they literally sent me an autographed note. Keith, enjoy SJ and Morgan with a little pig and a pig business card. This is beautifully made and fun. Again, bands, if you're going to send some merch or something to fans or to journalists, send a little card or a note, man. It really lifted my spirits. It was a good thing. Chef from Hell is here. Halshi 5 is here. Aaron Boggs 24 is here. Mojo is back. Koala Bear, Ambler. Who can it be now? Thank you, whoever's here. I appreciate all of you. All your smiling faces. All right. You know what? You made it this far. You know what time it is. It is time for the New Music Friday. And it is a huge, huge day of releases. And I'm going to just breeze through some of them. One more second. I had to just all discombobulated today. Clickety clack, clickety clack, clickety clack. But some major releases this week. And that's not counting Bring Me the Horizon. That was like a surprise release last week, which is just bananas. The shit is bananas. Bananas. So, out this week, Bad Omens collab album Concrete Jungle. Also on Sumerian Records, as the aforementioned Black Sabbath box set with Tony Martin, Anno Domini box set on BMG. Worth having. I will try to get it. Four Stroke Baron, just mentioned them. Data Diamond, new album on Prosthetic Records. Grey Wave, sick band if you like Chelsea Wolfe and A.A. Williams and artists like Marissa Nadler. Grey Wave is out on our favorite Church Road Records, sort of alt-rock synthwave. Dancing in the Dust is the EP. My Diligence for some alt-metal. Death Horses Black on Listenable Records. Nestor for some retro throwback Swedish rock and roll. Teenage Rebel is the album on Napalm Records. The Great Rhapsody of Fire for you power metal loving people and your heavy metalers. Challenge the Wind on AFM Records. Thou, one of the best bands to do it. I had hoped to do a Thou video, and I still may try to do one tomorrow, but we'll see. Time is short. Umbilical is their new album on Sacred Bones, kind of sludge, punk, adjacent music. Witherfall, the great progressive metal band, a power metal, progressive metal, operatic, incredible vocals from Joseph Michael. Sounds of the Forgotten on their own Deathwave Records. And that is just a handful of stuff coming out this week. There's many more on our website. There'll be a post in a few hours going live in just an hour. That is all the New Music Friday stuff for now, but what a killer bunch of records. And then the mailbag. And so every week in our mailbag segment, which is right now, we discuss, I get something cool in the mail. I had something else planned, but now we're going to talk about what I have this week. Actually, I was going to try to pull one more thing out, but I don't think I have it handy. Tragically, I was going to do a twofer, but I think I don't have it handy, so I'll promote it next week. That is a shame. Normally I'm on the ball, but check this out. I got this in the mail today. This is a punk rock record, sort of hard rock, punk rock record. Bad Nerves, Still Nervous. This is a British rock band on Suburban Records. This comes out tomorrow also. And they sent me this in the mail. Could have been packed a little better. The sleeve got a little dinged. Sorry, guys. Boston Chuck is here. Happy belated birthday, Boston Chuck on Twitch. What's up, brother? Give me some Twitch advice, man. What do I do with my Twitch channel? Right now, it's just this show, which is also streamed everywhere else because of StreamYard. And I never quite hit on the thing. Serpent Conjuration showed up right at the end. What's up, Serpent Conjuration? We went on kind of late today, so I don't know what to do with Twitch. I'm still not sure what special content I should put there. But anyway, Bad Nerves, killer band. I'm going to write a review of this later tonight. But what a cool band. Just the plain black vinyl. But thank you for sending me. I'm grateful. You know, just again, like my favorite movie here, Almost Famous, you're not going to get paid much, but you will get free records from the record company, which I do love and appreciate. But at the same time, package my vinyl up a little bit better because I care a lot about these things. These little stupid things mean something to me, and they get bent, you know, ding, sleeves get dinged. I play my records. I'm not just on a shelf. No diss to anybody else. But yeah, man, it's super cool to get something in the mail, and I am really grateful, and I'll talk about it. You'll read my review. And that's the show, man. Bad Nerves, and that's the show. Me again, on guard. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style. Bring a ruckus. That has been the show. As we say every week at this juncture of the show, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. If you're still watching, you're a real one. Thank you so much. To all my real ones, Chuck, what's up? Love you. Anytime you want to pick back up that camera, kid, there's always a spot for you here. A spot right here. Right here. But as we say every week at this juncture of the show, it's a tough time in the world. I want you to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and stay as metal as humanly possible. We'll be back at you next week. Be safe this weekend. Have fun. Don't have too much fun. Get rowdy. Don't get too rowdy. And yeah, man, we'll talk to you soon. Peace. I'm out. And as usual, I'm going to dance a jig on the way out. Let's do it.